Hi and welcome to the RCN Rocket Chief. This week we'll be continuing with our efforts to build 8 complete kits from the Estes Designers Special. This time, the Xray Payloader. As always, there'll be links down in the doobly-doo where I got the plans and how you can build your own. But in the meantime, I'm certain my granddaughters will come up with something interesting to send up. So carry on to the field, then come on back and we'll show you how we put this together. Xray Payloader, and we're going to make space Skittles with it by sending some Skittles into orbit. I don't think it's going to work, guys. You kind of got to lift. Yeah, you hold it. There you go. Nice. Not very high on the AA3. Ow. Obviously needs a little more with all those Skittles in it. Let's see how the rocket fared. The Skittles are safe. The streamer didn't come out, unfortunately, so I'll have to pack it a little tighter. Let's see if the Skittles taste any different after being in space. Not that they were very high.
I'm not trying Skittles. Sorry.
Whoops.
Ah! Nope.
They taste the same? So the Xray Payloader goes together very easily with these items from the Estes Designer Special. It even includes a nice transparent payload bay for you, and the fins come apart easily off the balsa. You could even probably get away with 3 if you were lazy, like I sometimes get. Cut up the body tube a little bit, but the engine mounts directly into it. So very simple, straightforward that way. The only thing I would recommend is that if you're going to launch it with a bunch of Skittles on board, you may want to do that with a C, and we'll certainly be trying that later on this year. Well, we made it. We built 8 complete rockets from the Estes Designer Special, and for that 8th kit, I put together something kind of funky. This is the Newfoundland tanker, number 8 of our attempt to build 8 rocket kits from the Estes Designer Special. It's quite an interesting design. You'll notice that the engine doesn't match up with the body tube, so there is a cut in there for the ejection charge. It'll go up today on a C63, which apparently is the bare minimum engine that can be used to send it up.
Raging, we stand hand in hand. The rising calls us up for giving land. Raise your voice, let it echo the gale. The fire in our souls, we'll never fail. Sing for the lost, for the brave and bold. Waves crash like thunder, our tale will unfold. Echoes of sailors that dance with the night. In the heart of the storm, we'll find our right. 1, 2, 3, launch.
And there it goes, nice C63, bit of spinning. And here comes the chute. Nice, worked out really well. Gonna stay within the edges of the field. Great shot. The Newfoundland tanker, or I guess if you don't have my Eastern Canadian accent, the Newfoundland tanker. A nice build, a little more sophisticated than some of the other stuff. You have to make the 2 bays, one for the engine and one for the what we would assume to be a payload bay, which we didn't use in our first launch. But a little bit of creativity is required because, as you'll see when you check the plans down in the doobly-doo, there's no specifics on how to make the cutouts for the engine bay to actually ensure that it launches the ejection charge through the proper tube. So you make up the engine pod as we're doing here, and then you'll end up cutting a slot in it to ensure that the ejection charge is rerouted. And I use balsa covered with white glue to ensure that things went down the slot as you see here. And then I think a much underrated material is white glue and tissue paper in model rocketry, especially this low powered stuff, that gives a lot of extra strength. And you'll see that that's how I attach that engine pod to the actual, what we'll call the main body of the rocket, where the ejection charge is pushed up. So a nice challenging little build. Lots of cutting of balsa into some odd oblong shapes. And here you can see, again, I talk about the white glue and the tissue paper to hold both the engine pod and the payload bay on board. And here the wings, or the fins, depends on how you look at it. Getting those on there, obviously required to get them straight. And in this case, I held it together with some elastic to ensure that everything lined up correctly. And you can tell by the launch, with not a lot of spin, that it worked out pretty well. Very impressed with the kit. Here's the hero shot. Carry on. Have a great day.